Okay, I do believe we are live. Hello, everybody. We do have an active tornado warning for Franklin County, Missouri. That's the reason I'm going live. Just want to cover this for y'all. At the moment, this signature on radar doesn't look all that strong. I'll pull up a dual view for you. So there's not really an enhanced area of rotation with this cell in particular. I mean, I know we're talking, hang on a second, there we go. It's either this cell here or this one back here that the National Weather Service is watching. My guessing is this one up in the front. But regardless, we're going to just keep an eye on this as we go through the next probably 20-30 minutes while this is active. I just want to give y'all a visual on what's going on and keep y'all informed for the next little bit. This is a storm that does have a history of having a rotation track, but hasn't produced anything yet. I know earlier this evening we did have a tornado out in western Missouri that spun up really quickly. So that's my main concern at the moment. It's just a brief, weak spin up tornado. If any of this decides to get its act together. My guessing is it probably won't, given the storms that came through earlier. I don't think there's going to be enough energy return to support rapid growth on a storm like this. But anything is possible. So we'll keep you all informed. Keep tracking this as it moves through the county and off towards St. Louis. So, National Weather Service states that this is radar indicator rotation, meaning there hasn't been a tornado confirmed on the ground yet, but as we saw earlier today out in western Missouri, tornadoes can spin up pretty quickly, and when they do, that's when they'll catch you off guard, and you'll see the most impact. So we want to keep notice of this storm. These storms are actually moving at a pretty decent clip. Radar's tracking them moving about 55 miles an hour. We also have a warning on this for some 60-mile-an-hour winds and hail up to an inch in diameter. So this is a severe thunderstorm, if nothing else, moving through the Franklin County area. We're just going to see this moving, particularly through areas south of Union, kind of around the St. Clair region. I'll go ahead and give you a track on this as well. Just pull here. So I'm going to move this all the way up through St. Louis at about 55 miles an hour. So if you're on this leading edge, St. Clair, you're getting hit right now. We're going to see it moving off at least this first cell here in the Pacific in about 15 minutes at this point. Beyond that, Eureka, you're looking more about 20 to 25 minutes, about 30 minutes if you're off in Villa Ridge, Baldwin, that area. Arnold, about 30-35 minutes right now as well. If you're in downtown St. Louis, you're looking more at 45 to 50 minutes at this point. So let's just give you an idea of what we're looking at with this storm. Again, there is no tornado confirmed on the ground. However, it is a tornado warning. We want to treat it as such to make sure that we're heading towards our safe spaces, meaning into our basement. If you can get down into the central room of your building, away from any exterior walls, any windows, that would also be preferred. But if you can really get down into a basement or a storm cellar, that's the preferable option at this point. But no tornado has been confirmed on the ground at this time. We're just going to kind of walk through everything, get an analysis of this. So if you're just now joining, welcome in. We are currently tracking some severe weather as it pushes through Franklin County. There is a tornado warning active for a large portion of the county, basically from Sullivan, that area up towards Leslie and Gerald, all the way over to Grace Summit or Lonedale. So Union, St. Clair, Washington, you're all in this warning. Washington, though, is on the very northern edge, so anybody up there is probably in the clear for this at this time. But if you're in Union or St. Clair, or even off towards Gray Summit, kind of also Pacific, Eureka, and beyond. Pacific Eureka, keep an eye on this. Union, St. Clair, you're currently getting some storms at the moment. So as you can notice, nothing really on radar that would signify uh, a good area of rotation. There's no hook echo. There's no well defined inflow notch, though there is a little bit of one right here where we could get some inflow into the cell, just passing just by St. Clair, but really not a whole lot on that to begin with. Go over to velocity, and you'll see there's not really a well-defined rotation signature. I mean, maybe down here towards Sullivan, a bit of something right on the southern end of this cell, but even there, it's not that greatly defined. Just pull up relative velocity as well, see if we can get a better image, and still not really anything significant that sticks out with this. So we're just going to keep an eye on this for a little bit. I want to make sure that nothing quick spins up, just in case. And if it does, we'll be here to track it all with you. Make sure to get through this safely. So we're going to wait and see if we can get another scan of data. At this point, again, nothing really sticking out in the way of rotation. Let's take a zoom at it real quick, actually, just get a broader image of what we're looking at. So we do have a couple of storms off to the north moving out of the state, and we have a large complex of pretty much general thunderstorms at this point pushing through St. Louis. A nice little squall line pushing from Chesterfield all the way down to Eureka. That's going to be moving northeast with this. But the severe storms at this point look like they've greatly weakened from what they used to be. I think when the storm was initially warned, storms looked a lot more like this. I mean, we had a general area rotation up towards Owensville earlier, and a nice trailing squall line that had some wind gusts recorded of about 58 to 60 miles an hour, so would be a severe thunderstorm, and that's what this warning here is for. And this, I'm guessing, was just an extension of that previous storm, and since then it has weakened significantly. So we'll keep an eye on it as it moves through the area, at least until the tornado warning is taken off, which I'm expecting it will probably be removed here in just a moment. But I just want to make sure that we do have some eyes on it. All right, take you back to our base reflectivity. While we're waiting for another scan of data, again, I want to kind of recap what happened out west earlier. We had a number of cells develop in Kansas and Oklahoma and push their way along this front here up throughout the state. And you'll see we had several tracks of storms that pushed through. I mean, this dominant track here from Tulsa all the way up into northern Missouri that saw a number of storms producing winds greater than 60 miles an hour. And if I'm seeing this correctly, hail potentially 4 inches in diameter out just across the border in Kansas. So very large hail out there. And then with this track of storms that have been following Interstate 44 up into the region, we've had a number of reports of some flooding, some damaging winds, and some hail up to about quarter size with it as well. All right, looks like we do have a new frame that just came in, and really you can see there's still no real area rotation. Um, I'd almost be watching this area up towards Baldwin and Chesterfield a little more actually. You'll notice right here, just entering Baldwin, there is a little bit of a better pocket of some velocities mashing together. This we'll actually track this out for y'all as well, just get an idea of what this looks like. Tracking off to the northeast about 55 miles an hour. This is going to be in Baldwin in a couple minutes now. Actually, we'll give you a better trace on that. Yeah, Baldwin, you're just about to be on the leading edge of this if you aren't already. Town and Country, about 5 minutes or so. Creve Coeur, Maryland Heights for the same. Out towards Hazelwood, Florissant, St. John, and Clayton, you're looking right in that 10 to 15 minute range at this point. If you're on the Mississippi River, just north of downtown, you're looking about 20 minutes. So that's your heads up for this. We'll notice they just removed that severe thunderstorm warning for Gasconade, Crawford, and Franklin County. There is just this remaining tornado warning, and I'm expecting we'll probably see that removed here in just a moment. Yeah, on that Baldwin cell, actually. Pretty nice pocket of precip here, and you'll notice just a little bit of an inflow notch. Might have to keep an eye on this as we move further northeast to see if it develops in anything, but I don't know if it will. Um, so even though there's a little bow here, this is kind of just general thunderstorms at this point. I think it's weakened to the point where we don't really have to worry too much about it. At least this leading edge here. Go ahead and get a look on the backside. Still no rotation visible. We'll pull up relative velocity too, just to make sure we're not seeing anything blinded by noise. Still nothing really showing up as well. So that's a good thing. It means no tornado is possible or on the ground at this point. You're probably fine to come out of your shelters at this point. It looks like this cell has pretty much fallen apart, which again, it's a good thing. We don't really want to see any sort of like that. This isn't by any means a March 14th type event. So it's just one cell that happened to get enough of its act together a while ago to warrant a tornado warning. And as we're talking about it, tornado warning has been removed from Franklin County. So at this point, everybody's in the clear. It is fine to come out of the safe spots. So we'll give a couple more minutes because I do want to keep an eye on this Baldwin cell in case it decides to do anything. Again, not saying it will, but it's the tail end of a line. It has this nice inflow notch here. It has that general shape, kind of supercellular, that nice V shape with the hook down towards the end. So just want to keep an eye. It could just be general thunderstorm structure. No real way of knowing until anything pops up on radar, uh, reflectivity wise, or not reflectivity, velocity wise. All right. Again, we'll give it a couple more minutes, but at this point, for anybody just joining in, um, tornado warning has been removed for Franklin County. It was there for a brief moment, but it looks like the threat has since diminished quite a bit. So again, good news. At this point, for the remainder of the evening, it looks like we're just going to kind of have general thunderstorms push through the area. The atmosphere has stabilized quite a bit, reducing any sort of severe risk, which, again, it's a good thing. Actually, I will point out down towards Springfield real quick. It does look like severe thunderstorm warning is still ongoing. Some heavier winds. This will be tracking just north of I-44, north of Springfield. I'm guessing probably about 50 to 60 miles an hour still. 50 miles an hour, okay. So for anybody down there who is watching, we'll track that out for you real quick. Again, it doesn't look like we're looking with any sort of tornado threat on this at the moment, but keep an eye on it. We'll track it east-northeast. If you're in Lockwood, Greenville, 10 to 20 minutes roughly, so keep an eye on that. Again, this is mainly for damaging wind gusts at this point. Pretty heavy downpour with that as well. Nice reflectivity signature on it. And this will be North Springfield in roughly 30 or so minutes. So just keep an eye on it if you're down there. But other than that, storms have kind of quieted down overall. I mean, you can see overall nice tracks of hail across Nebraska into mid-Iowa. A couple of storms in Iowa. I know we had one earlier in Clinton, Missouri. Try to find it. Might have to pull up storm reports. Give me just a second. Okay. We did have a report of a tornado, and we could see the debris signature on radar a few hours ago in Clinton, Missouri. And there's potential for some significant damage there. So keep an eye on that in the news and keep the folks out there in your prayers. But at this time, it looks like the cells in Franklin County definitely have weakened. I'm just checking on Baldwin one more time. Still kind of interesting. It's probably just a couple of gusty winds, or a couple of gusts of wind out here in Baldwin, just pushing through at this moment. Town and country, you'll be in roughly 2 to 3 minutes at this point. Creve Coeur about the same. Clayton, you're probably about 10 minutes or so out from this at this point. And again, I think the atmosphere is stabilized enough to this point to where the tornado risk and the severe risk overall has pretty much diminished. So while I'm at it, I do want to take a look for the next couple of days. We do have some severe risks coming up. Specifically want to point out our day 3 risk. We'll kind of overlay this with everything. So for those that were wondering, this was today's risk. We had a slight risk across a good portion of the state for these storms to push through. If you're wondering about that, check out my Instagram channel and even here on YouTube, Weatherman Fife, where I post updates like that for severe weather specifically for the state of Missouri, but occasionally elsewhere in the Midwest. So real quick, Springfield looks like you do have a severe thunderstorm warning. It was kind of angled towards you, so keep an eye on that over the next hour or so as it moves closer to you. That hazard's going to be 70-mile-an-hour winds, so just keep an eye on that in the next little bit. But again, turning our attention to Friday, that's going to be, I think, potentially the bigger day, honestly, and the Storm Prediction Center is highlighting that as well. We do have a very widespread risk here. This orange layer, orange to brown layer here, from northern Oklahoma all the way up into Wisconsin and eastern Iowa, has a risk for numerous severe storms. I'm expecting probably a highlighted area of risk somewhere in this general area. We're going to be watching western, northern, and central Missouri that day for any severe thunderstorm development. And if we do get multiple tornadic storms to develop, might end up going live on Friday as well, just to make sure folks out there are kept up to date and aware, weather aware, as we like to say. So with that said, I think I'm going to call it here unless something drastic comes up later on tonight, in which case I will keep you all informed then as well. But again, just really keeping an eye on this Bowman storm. If something does end up popping up, I'll go live again, but I think at this time we're going to terminate the live stream. So thank you anybody who came out and joined the stream. Again, putting on these streams just to make sure everybody is weather aware in case of tornadoes, tornado warnings. And with that said, tune in next time for the next severe weather coverage. Thank you again for joining, and hopefully we won't see you on Friday, but if I do, we'll be there to keep you safe. Have a good rest of your evening, y'all.